Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and allow me to welcome you yet again to Alyth Churchyard, otherwise known as the Arches. Let me try and describe to you what a tremendous honour, what a tremendous privilege it is for you to be meeting me today. Have you ever heard of the singing kettle? Yes. I have today here in my possession, ladies and gentlemen, the performing coffin. We'll try that again, shall we? I have here, ladies and gentlemen, the performing coffin. Hooray! I purchased this from a strange man out in the Far East. He was selling crocodiles going cheap, which was a rather odd noise for a crocodile to make. And he told me about this wonderful coffin that he had, that I could use to bring a performance, indeed sing a song which is over 100 years old and bring it to life in a way that could not otherwise be imagined. Today is a premiere, a world premiere, so please hold your breath as we take you into this song called the Hearse Song. But first, a couple of jokes. Do you know why everybody wants to live around the graveyard? Because it's the dead centre of town. Why did the skeleton not go to the dance? He had nobody to go with. Now don't ever laugh when a hearse goes by, for you might be the next to die. And they'll wrap you up in a big white sheet from your head down to your feet. And they'll put you in a big black box and cover you over with earth and rocks. And everything's fine for about a week. And then your coffin starts to leak. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. And had to open up that terrible smell. And the worms crawl in, and the worms crawl out. The worms crawl over your dirty snout. They eat your eyes, and they eat your nose. Look, they eat the jelly between your toes. You can feel them eating the jelly now, ladies and gentlemen. It's not very pleasant. A great green worm with rolling eyes crawls through your stomach and out your eyes. Oh, ow! Your stomach turns a shade of green, and pus squirts out like whipping cream. You like that? Should we do it again?
Just what I wanted.
A great big worm with rolling eyes goes in your stomach and out your eyes. Your stomach turns a shade of green, and pus comes out like whipping cream. And the worms crawl in, and the worms crawl out. The ones that crawl in are long and thin. The ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your hair falls in and your eyes fall out, and your brains come tumbling down your snout. And the worms crawl in and the worms crawl out. Your eyes fall in and your chest falls out. Your brain it turns to sauerkraut, and your brains come tumbling down your snout. Invite their friends and their friends too to come around and chew on you. This is what it is to die. I hope you've had a nice goodbye. It's time to say goodbye now to all the ladies and gentlemen. Or say bye-bye. Bye-bye. So, don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. And your eyes fall out, and your teeth decay. I hope you have the perfect day. Thank you very much indeed. The coffin of performance.
Next we're going to tell some ghosty tales. As you can probably tell, I like the ghosty tales. This is called Annabella Duff. This is from Meagle, originally from Belmont Castle. We used to tell stories about her in Dundee, on the stairs, the multi-stories. Now I bring her back to life. I'm going to tell you where she is now. She lives on her own. She marks strange brews. Many say that she's really bad news, but she doesn't seem to share their views. She lives in the woods, in a house, in the trees, surrounded by purple and indigo leaves. Lost souls she retrieves. She keeps human remains up her sleeve in a deep, deep freeze. She warms it up lukewarm just to let their noses sneeze. She speaks to herself, she heckles herself. She marks up her own spell, sweet and snell, as deep as dark and wells. We sense their rotten flesh and 1,000 other howf and bowf and bad smells. Kills herself laughing at her own jokes, then reincarnates herself. Madness she strokes and her cats croak and rolled her in smoke. She's even cursed them to mangled throats in the shape of the base with the head of a goat. Some say that she's touched by madness, but Annabella could see through other sadness. Some say that she's blessed, but nobody would confess. She says that she loves fresh flesh, rare and undressed. She's free to roam in her own backyard. She marks the whole world on edge, scared and fair. She plays around me Tarek here. She drinks and stares and swears and sets up snares that she's carefully prepared. She sets herself dares. Ebba, she goes dooking, she traps you when you're not looking, and in the kale pot you will be cooking. And when you nearly cook, she says to you, you should have looked. On an alkali pipe, she cackles and sooks and bursts another right pluke. I seen the very depths of hell in that look. She had us spooked. Then she was dancing round the fire saying, this is your funeral pyre, squire. She conjured up 1,000 heads dead, singing in a choir. Sparks and tinder ignite the air. She dances with matted and tangles in her hair. She touches the earth and claims that she gave it birth. She could see right through Abadi's worth. She marks up conceptions, concoctions, conclusions, half-baked poisons and potions, lizards, gizzards in the hand and the wand of lizard. Skulls and sailors' gulls and tail feathers fae gulls, serpents' heads and fusty braid, meal and oats and twa mangled throats, twa dozen nanny goats' tails with a sprinkle of clean cut tailnails. It's bubbling awa, frozen limbs have just begun to thaw. She's cackling again in a coliseum full of rooks, ravens and hooded crass. She's stirring her kale. Many say that her spells have never failed. They walk about with a feather in their cap and they head on to their tails. Look, she's running in circles in her sack on a full moon just after dark, where she plucks imaginary strings on an imaginary harp. And she's still here after all the years. She plays with your head and she toys. Yes, she toys. She toys with your fears.